So yes, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the new people who missed the first half and who are able to see the second half. We do have a special Pachakcha night presentation of two musicians, Josh Kanoyer of Kodiak Attack. It's a local Providence band. They were signed, they've been a big deal, they're really, really cool people. And then Chris Rosenquist of The Tower and the Fool. Both are really good friends of mine, and they've said they wanted to play after this. So they're going to do some acoustic sets directly after our presentations this evening. We'll take another 15-minute, 20-minute break. They'll come and set up, and if you want to stick around, you can stick around and hear some music. So I guess we're going to start in with our next presenter. And our next presenter this evening is David Fisher. And David is the overread and undereducated managing editor of Eagle RI News. He wishes people thought more about the future and didn't forget about the past so readily. And I didn't write that bio, just FYI.
He really asked me for a 2-sentence bio, so there it is. So there is no way. People may say that the U.S. isn't good at manufacturing anything anymore. And while that may be the true, we as a country excel beyond all others in one area. We're really good at making trash. While most manufacturing of the products that we consume is done overseas, all the packaging and used up materials are tossed into landfills right here in the States. Products that claim to be built to last a lifetime aren't referring to your lifetime. The reference is to the lifetime of the product. Our hunger for cheap everything has shifted our purchasing from products that are pricey but sturdy to things that are inexpensive and, due to their cheapness, are disposed of and considered likely. Nowadays, built to last is something that you only hear in ads or pickup trucks. But sadly, this isn't true. Even these vehicles succumb to the abyss of disposability if not properly maintained. Your truck isn't so ram tough without the occasional oil change or tune-up, but when you trade in your car or truck every 5 years, maintenance becomes less of an issue than it is with older vehicles. The technological advances in the last 20 years have accelerated our rate of consumption, especially in the realm of electronics. While computer upgrades are necessary in today's society, their low cost leads to the purchase of new computers when software upgrades would have done the job. Most states, including Rhode Island, don't knowingly landfill e-waste, but it's much harder to keep track of smaller electronics. The cell phone is the ultimate symbol of our culture of disposability. Never mind throwing things out when they break or have worn out. Every day, thousands of cell phones are thrown out, not because they don't work as intended or have broken in some way, but because there's a new model. Our phones may be getting smarter, but our unquestioning consumption is pretty dumb. It's estimated that nearly 1/2 of edible food produced in the United States is thrown away at some level of production, and the vast majority of it winds up in landfills. The average American throws out 170 pounds of food a year. I'm proposing a new unit of measurement when referring to 170 pounds per year. Let's call it the Dave. That's me. I weigh 170 pounds, give or take. I look forward to the day that I can overhear conversations at the supermarket in which snooty housewives participate in one-upsmanship by saying things like, well, I got my whole house under a half a Dave in the last year. Under the millions of tons of trash that wind up in landfills every day, over 80% of it is ultimately recyclable. Recyclers have come up with all kinds of ways to recycle the materials that are produced every day. But what's stopping us from recycling all that waste? It's just not convenient. It seems the dead Kennedys coined the new American mantra in 1987 when they released "Give me convenience or give me death." Our disposable culture is founded on convenience. Why carry a mug when you can get a paper cup? The name of the album is intentionally ironic. It was released as a compilation album of the band's most popular songs. The quest for convenience really got underway after World War II. Prepackaged so-called convenience foods gained popularity in the 50s, and the trend has grown exponentially exponentially in the years since. These foods were marketed as a panacea for the housewife who didn't have time to put a home-cooked meal on the table. But that's not to whom these meals should be marketed. Most folks think TV dinners are pretty gross, but think nothing of purchasing and consuming a bevy of other over-processed, over-preserved food. I'd never eat a TV dinner, but I love the frozen Sara Lee peach cobbler. Well, where do you think the TV dinner people get the peach cobbler for the fried chicken dinner? And shouldn't these Petro packs be considered food waste? Here's a hint. You're probably going to throw away your half-eaten nachos from TGI Fridays. Why should you throw out some styrofoam and plastic with it? Even if you do take the doggy bag approach to leftovers, Fido or Fluffy may wolf it down, but it's probably not good for them. This is the saddest example of the disposability of our culture. Every day, when household pets become inconvenient, they're simply let out, never to return. This happens increasingly in urban areas where apartments don't allow pets. Another testament to convenience and disposability is the disposable camera. Here's a product that seems to say, capture your family and friends on film so that the memories can last a lifetime. Then throw away your camera. The media manufacturers want us for products that we don't need and can ill afford to impress people that are too wrapped up in their own lives to give a damn. There's only one cure for the media malaise. The TV screens aren't going to get any flatter. The newest generation of cell phones does everything except polish bowling balls, but people will line up like sheep to a slaughter, money in hand, for the iPhone 5G. Recycling is not a new concept. Since Marcel Duchamp first turned a urinal and the art world upside down, artists have found new ways of using the detritus of modern society to make art that inherently questions our culture of disposability. Whether or not you see this as art, the question remains, why do people throw away perfectly serviceable things? Of course, Yankee ingenuity takes a slightly more functional approach to reuse. I have to applaud this person for this repair, even though the DMV would look down upon it. The entire concept of throwing things away without thought has been ingrained in our collective psyches through not only the keeping up with the Joneses mentality, but through ad campaigns designed to get us to throw things away. While initially envisioned to urge people not to litter, which doesn't work by the look of most streets, it also reinforced the idea that throwing away trash was a good thing. This is increasingly not the case. That said, some things deserve to be buried far underground, never to see the light of day again. This awful assault on the American airwaves is not so much a testament to our disposable society as it is a testament to our blind acceptance of mediocrity. And that acceptance leads to disposal. When we buy products that aren't very good or durable, but they're cheap and easy to get, and when it breaks or a new model rolls out, we'll get a new one, toss the old one, functional or not. I urge you to be conscious consumers. Conscious consumerism spans the lifetime of a product and the ultimate death of it. So think about this the next time you're going to throw something away. There's no such place as away.
Every time we have presenters, I'm like, well, you know, next month is never going to be as good as last month. And somehow it always is. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. They're friends of mine. They're in the Hope Artiste Village. They also show up at every farmer's market. They collect your compost. So if you want to compost anything, bring it. Compost. Compost. Yes. Oh, I heard you.